Welcome back, guys. This is Derek Rogers with the dual-colored Planeswalker leveling guide. Let's start out with AJ1, Ajani Vengeant. He is best to play at level 60, mainly because of his mana bonuses, and if you're running AJ1, you're probably just playing Huff Deploy anyways. And I don't think he really is super powerful in any type of standard, so he's more for old veteran players with a more serious collection. He is best to play at level 60 with a health of 119, and his abilities at level 4 are disable target creature until the beginning of your next turn. And the second ability is deal 6 damage to target creature and gain 6 life. And his third ability is destroy 18 gems, prioritizing your opponent's color. A dual color walker at level 60 will cost 160,720 mana runes. His mana bonuses at level 60 are +3 to white, +1 to blue, 0 to black, +2 to red, and +2 to green. Next up, we have Angrith, the Flame Chained. He is so strong in Standard right now. He could almost be a top tier walker just from certain cards. Standard is just so strong with any type of graveyard activity right now, and that's why I have him up here. But he is also best played at level 60, and I believe he has the highest health of any Planeswalker. He has higher health than all the boluses at 135. His abilities are all level 4, of course, at 60. That's why we're running them there. And the first ability at level 4 is deal 2 damage to your opponent and find 2 treasure, then your opponent discards a card. His second ability is gain control of target creature that costs 15 or less until end of turn. It gains haste, and this creature is destroyed at the end of turn. And the main reason we're playing him at level 60 is this third ability right here with creative support. With whenever a card enters your opponent's graveyard from anywhere, deal 6 damage to your opponent. Once again, as a dual walker, he will cost 160,720 mana runes to level all the way up. And his mana bonuses are -1 to white, +2 to blue, +4 to black, +4 to red, and -1 to green. Up next, we have Oshioke, Nightmare Muse, also known as Oshioke 1. And I have this down as level 46 with a health of 96. And all 3 of these abilities will be level 3. So let's go take a look at them. At level 3, the first ability is create a Nightmare Harvest token with a shield counted 2 with Constellation. Exile the top 3 cards of your opponent's library. Then destroy the top 3 cards of your library, then pick one of the first 3 cards from your opponent's exile, fetch that card, it gains 4 mana. The second ability will be if your opponent has 5 or less cards in hand, return target opposing creature to your opponent's hand. It gains half of its mana, then they exile 2 random cards from their hand. And then finally, the third ability at level 3 is create a Greater Living Torment token. A 4/6 unblockable hexproof with, at the end of your turn, this creature's power and toughness becomes XX. X is the number of cards in your opponent's exile. When this creature attacks, exile the top 5 cards of your opponent's library, then draw 2 cards. A level 46 Planeswalker that is a dual color will cost 75,030 mana runes to get them there. And their mana bonuses are -2 to white, +4 to blue, +4 to black, and then 0 on red and green. Up next, we have Oshioke, Sculptor of Fears, which is the new Oshioke out, the second one. And I believe that this walker survives best at level 60, which will have a health of 117. And all the abilities, of course, will be level 4, so let's go take a look at them. The first ability at level 4 is create a Night Terror token with 3 shields with when a creature card enters any player's graveyard from their library, your opponent loses 2 life. Destroy the top 4 cards of each player's library, then draw a card. The second ability is Return the first card from target player's graveyard to your hand. That card gains full mana. Then if this is not a creature card, your opponent loses 6 life, and their first creature gets -6/-6. And finally, the third ability is destroy the top 6 cards of each player's library. Return up to one of each different support from all graveyards to the board under your control. And once again, as a dual walker, this will cost you 160,720 mana runes. And their mana bonuses are -1 to white, +4 to blue, +4 to black, +2 to red, and -1 to green. We have Calix, Destiny's Hand. Best level to play is level 46 because that third ability becomes level 3. At level 46, he will have a health of 98. Let's go take a look at these 3 abilities. They are, the first one at level 3 is pick one of the first 2 cards from your library, fetch that card. If that card is an enchantment or aura card, your first creature gets +3/+3. The second ability is exile target opposing creature with base toughness X or less. If you can't exile an enchantment support with shield X or less, X is the sum of your devotion to green and white. And the third ability is create a Nyxborn champion token with 4 shield, and at the beginning of your turn, return the first aura and first enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. Those cards gain full mana. And at level 46, a dual color planeswalker will cost 75,030 mana runes to level. And his mana bonuses are +4 to white, +1 to blue, -1 to black, -2 to red, and +4 to green. Up next, we have Daxos the Returned. He is best played at level 46 with a health of 96, and all 3 of his abilities will be level 3. So if we go take a look at them, you have the first one, create a Greater Eidolon of Longing token, which is a 1/1 with, when you activate a loyalty ability, you gain 1 experience point. When you cast an aura or an enchantment card, you gain 1 experience point. At the end of your turn, this creature's base power and toughness becomes XX. X is equal to your experience points. Fetch the first aura card from your library. And his second ability at level 3 is pick one of the first 4 cards from your graveyard. Fetch that card, then the last creature card in your hand gains X mana. X is equal to your experience points. And finally, that third ability at level 3 will grant you 8 experience points, and then each opposing creature gets -X/-X, and you gain X life. X is equal to your experience points. Daxos will cost 57,530 mana runes to level. His mana bonuses will be +4 to white, +1 to blue, +4 to black, -2 to red, and -1 to green. Up next, we have Domri, Chaos Bringer, who is also great at level 46, where his third ability becomes level 3. And at this level, he has a health of 103. And let's go take a look at his abilities at this level. The first ability is draw a card. The first creature in your hand gains Riot, which Riot is, you can either choose of giving your creature either +1/+1 or haste. His second ability at level 3 is fetch the first 2 creatures from your library. They gain 6 mana. And then the third ability at level 3 is create an improved Hunting Grounds token with a shield count of 4, and at the end of each turn, reinforce your first creature. If you can't, create a Gruul Beast token. Your creatures with power 5 or more gain trample. It will cost 75,030 mana runes to level Domri to level 46. And his mana bonuses are -1 to white, 0 on blue, -1 to black, +4 to red, and +4 to green. Then we have Garruk, Cursed Huntsman, also known as Garruk 2, also best played at level 46, where that third ability becomes level 3. And at this level, he will have a health of 103. And let's go check out his abilities at level 3. The first ability will be create 2 Vicious Wolf tokens. They are 2/2 with Berserker, and then they have an opposing Vanguard loses 2 shield. The second ability at level 3 will be destroy target creature, then gain life equal to its toughness and draw a card. And then that third ability at level 3 is create an improved Cursed Predation token with a shield count of 4. While you control the creature with the greatest power, your creatures gain Berserker, Trample, and Death Touch. At the end of your turn, your non-human creatures get +4/+4, and then you also create 4 Vicious Wolf tokens. Garruk will cost 75,000 30 mana runes to level, and his mana bonuses are -2 to white, -1 to blue, +4 to black, +1 to red, and +4 to green. Up next, we have Haltley Radiant Champion, also known as H2. And my firm belief is that she only plays well at level 60. I do know some players that play her lower, but my preference, just because of her abilities alone, she's just so much stronger at level 60 than what she can provide any lower. And she will have a health of 108 at this level. And let's go take a look at these maxed level abilities. The first one will create a support with 3 shield, and whenever you match 3 or more white or green gems, gain X loyalty, where X is 3 plus the number of creatures and creature reinforcements you control. The second ability, target creature gains Trample, Berserker, and Prevent damage, and gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the amount of creatures you control times 2. And finally, that third ability at level 4 is draw 2 cards for each creature you control, then gain 8 mana for each creature you control. So you can gain, if you have 3 creatures on the field with that third ability, you can gain 24 mana and draw up to 6 cards per turn. Absolutely incredible. She was so good back in the day, and then Tamiyo came in and kind of took over her, but she's still really good. Haltley will cost 160,720 mana runes to level all the way up to level 60. Her mana bonuses are +5 to white, 0 to blue, -2 to black, 0 on red, and +5 to green. Up next, Kalemni, Disciple of Iroas, also best played at level 60 with 128 health. All 3 abilities will be level 4. Let's go take a look at the abilities. They are, the first ability is create a greater avatar of Iroa's token with 2 shield. With when you activate a loyalty ability, you gain 1 experience point. When you cast a creature card with base cost 14 or greater, you'll gain 2 experience points. While on the board, your first creature gets +X/+X and gains haste. X is equal to your experience points. Fetch first creature card from your library with base cost 14 or greater. The second ability, the first creature card in your hand with base cost 14 or greater gains double strike, vigilance, and X mana. X is equal to your experience points. And then finally, that third ability at level 4 is create a greater Giant's Triumph token with 4 shield and resilient. With whenever a creature you control base cost 14 or greater attacks, it deals damage equal to its power to the opponent's planeswalker and to the first opposing creature. You gain 10 experience points. Kalemni will cost 160,720 mana runes to level. Mana bonuses will be +5 on white, 0 on blue, -2 to black, +5 to red, and 0 on green. Kiora, Master of Depths. Best level play is 46. One of the few walkers that does not get that third ability at level 3 until a little later on. But I have a health of 85. Her first ability and second ability are level 3, and then the third is only level 2 at this level. Let's go take a look at them real quick. We have first ability at level 3, drain 5 mana from your opponent and gain 5 mana. The second ability is fetch the next creature from your library, it gains 12 mana. And that third ability is summon 2 8/8 blue octopi with reach and trample. Kiora will cost 75,030 mana runes to level. Her mana bonuses will be 0 on white, +2 to blue, 0 on both black and red, and +3 to green. Next up, we have Nissa of Shadowed Bows, best played at level 60 with a health of 117. And if we go take a look at these abilities, we have create a Shadowed Bows token with 3 shield with Landfall Green, gain 3 loyalty. Then your land supports gain 1 shield. Landfall Black, your opponent loses 3 life. Each of these effects can trigger up to 2 times per turn. Then convert 2 gems to green and 2 gems to black. The second ability is create a Hissing Quagmire token with 3 shield with at the beginning of your turn convert 2 gems to black and 2 gems to green. Activate 1/2 turn, your first creature gets +2/+2 and gains Death Touch and Menace until the beginning of your next turn. Then if you control 2 or less creatures, create 6 Swamp token. They are 1/1 with haste, otherwise draw 2 cards. And then that third ability is create a Reclaimed Zendikon token with a shield count of 4. When you cast a creature, return the first creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That creature gets +X/+X, gains Berserker, and X mana. When a creature you control dies, the first creature in your hand gets +Y/+Y, gains Reach, and gains Y mana. Then each creature card in your hand gains X mana, and each land card gains Y mana. X is the number of black gems, and Y is the number of green gems. Nissa will cost 160,720 mana runes to level. Her mana bonuses will be -1 to white, +2 to blue, +4 to black, -1 to red, and +4 to green. Ral is at Viceroy. I feel he has lost a tier since the card Beacon Bolt has went legacy. No longer standard. He's still strong, just not as strong what he used to be. He is best played at level 46 when that third ability becomes level 3. His health will be 84, and let's go take a look at these abilities. The first one is pick one of the top 3 cards from your library, fetch that card, and give it 4 mana, then destroy the others. The second ability, deal damage to target creature equal to the number of spells in your graveyard times 2. Then the first spell in your hand gains that amount of mana. And then the third ability is create an improved Flux of Genius with 4 shield count. And whenever you cast a spell, this support deals 5 damage to any target, then draw 2 cards. Ral will cost 75,030 mana runes to level. His mana bonuses will be 0 on white, +4 to blue, 0 on black, +4 to red, and -2 to green. Saheeli Rai, her mana bonuses alone put her as a great planeswalker. I know her abilities are kind of useless right now, but maybe in the near future we'll get some vehicle artifacts and make her great again. Not that she isn't already great, but she will just be that much better. Best played at level 46 with a health of 92. And let's go take a look at those abilities. They are create 3 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying 3 and then energize 3. The second ability, remove 2 energy from the board and give +5/+5 to each creature construct you control. So far, all of her abilities are useless. And the third ability at level 2 is fetch the next 2 vehicles from your library and put them on the battlefield. Like I said, her abilities are kind of useless, but her mana gains puts her in that category of what makes her a better planeswalker. Saheeli will cost 75,030 mana runes to level. Her mana bonuses will be 0 on white, +4 to blue, +1 to black, +3 to red, and +1 to green. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. He is probably the strongest dual color planeswalker in the game. Best played at level 46 with a health of 84. If we go take a look at these abilities at level 3, the first one is return target creature that costs 12 or less to your opponent's hand and increase its cost by 3. The second ability is draw 3 cards and gain 1 extra swap. And the third ability, which is what makes him such a great planeswalker, is create an improved Zalfar's Fate token with 3 shield count, and whenever you draw a card, your opponent loses a reinforcement. If they can't, they exile a creature And if they can't do that either, then they exile a support. The only difference between Teferi being level 46 and level 60 is his third ability is if they can't exile a support, then you increase the cost of cards in their hand by 1. I don't think that's super simple. You can save yourself half your runes by only having him at level 46. I think he survives just fine right there. He is also the last dual color walker that we will be looking at. Hopefully this helps everybody out, and stay tuned in for the tricolorless leveling guide.